All right, it is November 5th. This is day 30-ish for this pile. I flipped it 4 days ago. I came on Thursday and had a look. The temperature was about 115, 120. Bounced back up, but I'm gonna bust off the tarp and give it a quick little test, and then do a final flip and bring you guys along for my. I think it's a bit of a crazy idea, but I'm hoping it's gonna work. So, yeah, I'll just pull off the tarp, get a quick temp, and be right back. Kind of cool thing, when I started composting last year, just found a big chunk of wood back there. Don't know if you can see it, and this chunk was probably double the size. And I just threw it in there for fun, but yeah, you can see the roly-polies and the worms have done an awesome job of breaking this down. So yeah, if you've got extra wood, throw it in the bottom of your compost pile. Why not? Okay, so the other big reason here to tarp my bins, or cover the bins, so you can see now that winter's basically here, the pine bough or the cedar boughs are starting to fall, and there would just be a ton of cedar mixed into our compost, which we'd prefer not to have. So another good reason to have the tarp on top. And it's been raining cats and dogs here, so that obviously kept a lot of that water off the pile as well. So, see what the temp is. Yeah, it's just below 90 now. So, I'll start flipping it. Really good moisture, just balls up and falls apart, and there's already quite a few worms in there. So. Nice, you can see it. Worm cluster right down where it was about, I don't know, must have been like 90 in there. So it's kind of the perfect temperature, I think, for worms, between 65 to about 85, somewhere in there. But obviously they don't mind a little bit higher. Okay. Bring you back for the fun part here. Okay, so my idea is we have thousands of worms in here by accident. Don't know how it happened. They all seem to be sitting on top. Below, there's a ton of compost that we want to spread out and plant into, actually, as well. So my idea is still have warm compost. I've added, as you guys might have seen, I added a little tiny bit of grass to it, but I've got coffee, and I've got tons of leaf mold. So I'm gonna mix the coffee and leaf mold, a couple other items. I'm not gonna cut them up or nothing. I'll just let the worms get into it over the winter. By the way, gardening can be violent. Look at that thing, skewered right in there. And then I made these screens in the spring, just out of some pallets and some screens I found on a construction site. So I'm gonna lay them in with all this stuff. So in the spring or late winter, what I can do is come in, lift these out, and perhaps start a new worm bin with the material that's in there. Is it gonna work? I have no idea. Have I seen anyone try this? Nope. So I'm gonna give it a go and see what happens. I guess my only worry would be with the nitrogen and the carbon that I'm adding is that it may create some off-gassing, but hopefully there'll be enough holes in the tarp to allow that to off-gas, because I don't think that's probably the best for worms, but we're gonna find out. So yeah, I'll bring you in close and I'll let you guys see what I'm what I'm gonna do here. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna make a indentation. Be able to come back up and down. Okay, so I'm gonna put some leaf mold in there. Sweet, sweet. It's got to be at least a couple years old, this stuff. Some espresso pucks. Okay. And I got a few winter squashes. Sorry, honey. Can you see this? And then put the pumpkin right here, and then put some more leaf mold on there. Tiniest bit. Grass seeds. Speed up the decomposition of the pumpkins and the winter squashes. Okay, so now that's ready. We need to harvest our worms from over there. So I'm just going to spin you guys around and show you what's happened over there in the last couple of weeks. So hopefully there's still worms in there. Big flower keeps on giving. All right. Castings all over the bottom of this and quite a few worms. I am going to take the carpet from here over to the other side as well. I'm going to put obviously the worms on, then a bunch of cardboard, then the carpet, then I'm going to get some fresh cardboard and put that on top and then tarp it. So hopefully that will give it enough enough of a thermal mat on top to keep it from freezing when we get our really cold weather coming in. So have a look here. Lots of worms in the carpet. See some super nice castings. And I can actually see some cocoons in there. I don't know if you can see them, but yeah. So I'll see how many worms there are. Oh yeah. And there's just hundreds of baby juvenile red wigglers in there. So this will be great. I am gonna do a harvest of the castings, and then I'll bait out some of the smaller worms and put them into our main worm bin, or maybe actually give them to Susan. But yeah, so it looks good. So I'm gonna just harvest some castings out of here, put them in a bucket, and then with the majority of the worms, put them into the overwinter wormery. So yeah, let's go. All right, so I got about half a 20-liter bucket of castings out. Lots of worms, lots of cocoons, but I'll bait them out. And I just couldn't resist. I went and grabbed some apple peels and some apple cores and just put them in here. I know it's not a fast food, but it's going to be definitely a faster food than the pumpkin is until it breaks down. So I'm just gonna now just fork or shovel over the worms. See how it goes. I don't know if you can see that, but there's tons of juvenile worms in there, all through it. So I'm just gonna keep mounting it on, and then I'm gonna top it with some leaf mold. Yeah, the cool thing was that there was worms at least a foot down. I thought the epigeic worms stayed right at the top, but obviously, I guess that's a relative term. A foot is right at the top, I guess. But so yeah, that's as much as I want to take out, because I want to be able to use a lot of that compost in the next week or so. So I'm just going to put a little bit more coffee on top, and then a bunch more leaf mold, and then top it with the cardboard. So. Tons of worms on this. This should be fairly breathable. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some brand new cardboard too. Come in, pull the tarp off, pull this off, put it over top of the old cardboard, just to give it that little extra thermal protection. And then the tarp goes back on. Easy money. Yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, I just started about a year ago composting, so this has been a lot of fun. I have no idea how that's gonna work, but if it works half as well as this, a foot down. I mean, it's a little bit junky, but there's worms. It is it feels like it's almost pure castings, but I know it's compost as well. And for how well our garden performed this year, I'm super excited to get that stuff out in the garden and do its magic over winter. Yeah, I absolutely love doing this stuff. So yeah, if you guys got any suggestions, probably a lot of questions as to why, fire them in the comments. Would love to hear from you. So yeah, I mean, there's no way I'm gonna be able to stay out of that all winter. There's just no way. We'll have to come back and have a look and see what they're doing. Maybe wait for a snowy day if we get one. But yeah, fingers crossed that it'll have some good material in the spring. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. So yeah, we're going to use up this half yard of material in the next few days, hopefully between the winter storms, and then that stuff will be just awesome come spring. It should be awesome. And then we're going to have more material that we'll start another pile with here in a little bit. So I got to go get some leaves, and you guys need to stay awesome. Okay, cheers. And if you're new to the channel and wonder how I get these awesome shots, the tripod of the century, the blonde 2x6 nails, and the piece de resistance, a little chunk of wood chip. Oh yeah, let's go.